Now, may I offer a piece of advice? What I did, not even knowing that I was getting ready to retire, every time I got a raise or some type of a bonus or whatever the case may be, Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Retire and Thrive. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here today. And if this is your first time tuning in, you've joined an amazing community of retirees who are not just surviving, but we are really thriving out here, honey. My name is Chauntelle, and I'm here to dive deep into the realities of retirement and uncover the tools you need to live your best life after work. Now, today's show is going to be jam-packed with essential information, especially for those of you who retired before 62 or planning to retire early. And trust me, we're going way beyond the surface to address the financial challenges that may keep many of you up at night. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We release weekly episodes that cover everything from managing healthcare costs to finding your purpose in retirement. We're beginning to start interviews where we're talking to people who may have retired early because of a disability. We're talking to people who have retired and they have found new ways, new projects of things that they're doing that they had no idea that they were going to be doing. So we have a lot of really cool shows lined up for you all. So make sure you subscribe. And listen, if there's a specific topic you want discussed, let me know in the comments. I really do love hearing from you, and I want to create the shows you want to hear. So let's keep growing and thriving together. Are you ready to dive into today's topic? Well, good, because I am too. Our topic today is the Financial Balancing Act and navigating retirement under 62. Today's show is going to be a powerhouse episode. We're tackling not one, but two of the biggest financial challenges you might face in early retirement. We're diving into the financial insecurity many women experience, compounded by the age gap and the caregiving responsibilities. Plus, we're talking about the high cost of health insurance for those of us who retired before 65. Listen, that one right there. And we're also going to be talking about whether or not to take Social Security at 62. Do you or don't you? And how to balance it all out without feeling overwhelmed. All right? Are you ready? Let's dive in. The wage gap and financial insecurity. Let's start by discussing something many women don't realize is affecting their retirement. Listen, this stuff is real out here. The wage gap. Did you know that women on average earn about $59,000 while men earn $82,000? This gap translates into lower Social Security benefits and fewer savings in retirement plans. It doesn't stop there. Add in the years of caregiving, and you can see why many women feel financially insecure during retirement. So, what is a possible solution? If you haven't yet started drawing Social Security, consider delaying your benefits until the age of 70. Waiting can increase your monthly benefits significantly. Also, if you're still working, make sure you're taking full advantage on catch-up contributions to your retirement account. Now, may I offer a piece of advice? What I did, not even knowing that I was getting ready to retire, every time I got a raise or some type of a bonus or whatever the case may be, I increased my contributions. I was getting myself to the place to where my contributions were at the maxed out level, which is 21%, which was what it was when I was still working. It may have changed within the last 3 to 4 years. I don't know, but you'll have to investigate that. But Many of you may be saying, that's too much money. I can't contribute that. Let me tell you something. You're not going to miss it. And you're going to be like, clutching my pearls. You won't miss it. Let me tell you why. When you increase the amount that you're contributing to your 401k, to your IRA, to whatever retirement account you have, it's coming off the top. It's coming off of the gross. You're taxed off of your net. Okay. So now you've got however much money going into a retirement account that you're not taxed on. So what you're being taxed on is a lower amount, which in essence, it's going to balance out and you won't feel it as much. It may be a few dollars less, or it could be a few dollars more, depending on where your salary range is. Talk to your finance. I am not a financial planner. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm just telling you what I did. And baby, I didn't miss that money. And that's how I was able to have a 401k and a retirement fund that looks really, really nice. All right. Again, disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. You're going to have to make your own decision. Listen, I know that this particular episode is really focusing on the challenges that women are facing, but if there's any men out there that are listening, these strategies work for everyone. Maxing out contributions and delaying Social Security can make a huge difference in your long-term financial health. I encourage you to sit down with a financial planner to discuss these strategies and map out a plan that works for you. Okay. All right. Here's another one. Y'all, I don't even know if you even thought about this, because I know I didn't. I had no idea of the cost of health care insurance before Medicare. Okay. Now let's talk about something that hits every retiree under the age of 65, health care insurance without Medicare. Health care premiums can range from $600 to over $1,000 per month. These costs catch a lot of early retirees off guard, and they can quickly drain your savings. Listen, I was shocked when my insurance broker told me what I would be paying for healthcare. The very same exact, I'm not going to mention the company name, Blue Healthcare. Y'all, and then I had to go to their facilities. I couldn't just go to any doctor that I wanted to go to. And it was not cheap. Y'all, I promise you, I cried every time I had to cut that check. And then when I talked to people, mine was like almost $700 a month. Yeah, you heard me right. $700 a month. When I was used to paying it had risen right after the pandemic. It had risen up to like 100. I think my insurance had gone up to like 140 some odd dollars, or 160 some odd dollars. Before the pandemic, I was paying like $99, period, around. Hey, after the pandemic, it was like 140 to 160 something. Each year it kept going up and up and up. And I'm like, I don't even have to go to the doctor. I just go so that I can stay healthy. What are y'all charging me for? But listen, healthcare is important. You gonna need it. You got to go to the doctor. As we get older, we have to go to the doctor. The body starts doing some new stuff. Well, it was always doing it, but we feeling it now. We're feeling it. It's aging, so you need healthcare. So you're gonna have to understand it is a considerable difference in what you're going to pay in insurance when you're retired. So be ready for it. All right. Make wise decisions. What's a possible solution? If you retired before 65, look into an ACA marketplace plans. Many retirees don't realize they can qualify for subsidies if their income drops. Also consider a high deductible healthcare plan paired with an HSA. This can lower your premiums and give you tax benefits, which is what I did. All right. And let me tell you something about this income drop stuff. The first year, you are going to pay higher premiums, period, because it's based off of what you just made. Okay. The next year is when you're actually going to see the benefits and the results from a lower income. So just be ready for that, because my insurance did change drastically year 2, which is the year that I'm in now of paying my own insurance. And for those of you all that didn't know, I was a former flight attendant, and the company that I worked for, when we retired, they offered us a very nice package. Some took the package where they will have medical coverage for XYZ amount of years. I took the package where I had it for 18 months after retirement. And then I had to go out on my own and fend for myself. And I tell you, that fending for myself made me cry. It really did make me cry. So what should you do? You should set up a consultation with a healthcare advisor or explore your options on the ACA marketplace. Every penny counts when it comes to healthcare, and there are ways to cut the cost, but you're going to have to do your research, okay? So let's talk about this one, because here's where I am right now. I've gotten that lovely little letter that tells me how much my Social Security check will be if I take my first check at age 62. And in January, I turned 62, and I'm looking at taking it. I'm considering it, but you have to do what's best for you. I think I'm going to take mine. Now, when I looked at if I waited, how much I would get, baby, I'll be living in heaven. But I don't know if I want to wait that long. I think I might take mine, okay? But let's talk about it. So the big question we've all asked ourselves, should I take Social Security at 62 or should I wait? While the idea of getting those benefits early sounds great, it's important to understand that taking it at 62 reduces your monthly payout by 25 to 30%. And I'm telling you, it's a big difference on that little calculation that they sent out. Waiting until your full retirement age, or even until you're 70, child, who's going to wait till they're 70? Unless you are out there working and then you retire. Listen, can increase your monthly check. But if you wait until you're 70, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's you. All right. That's cool. Don't come at me in the comments. All right. My advice to you, run the numbers. Use a Social Security calculator and weigh the pros and cons. If you're in a good health and expect to live longer, waiting could mean more money over your lifetime. But listen to me, listen clearly. If you need the money now, don't let anyone make you feel guilty. Don't feel guilty at all about starting your retirement checks early. If you want to start taking your retirement at 62, baby, do what is best for you. Just make sure you understand the trade-offs. You're going to be taking in less money, but you have to do what's best for you. All right. So I hope that even listening to this takes the weight of that decision off. You're still going to have to do research, but takes the weight of it off, okay? Because there is really no wrong way to do it. It's what's best for you, okay? All right? And if we have any men watching, this decision isn't just for women. It's something all retirees need to think about. If you're married, spousal benefits can play a huge role in maximizing your entire household income. Talk it over with your spouse and your financial advisor to make the decision that's best for what? Both of you, not just you alone. Both of y'all out here making all these decisions willy-nilly and not discussing it. What's wrong with y'all? Oh my gosh. So meet with the financial advisor to run the detailed Social Security report that takes into account your life expectancy and other sources of income that you may have so that you can make a wise decision. Oh, y'all, now we got to talk about this. Let's talk about inflation, because we feeling it and stretching your retirement dollar. we must talk about inflation. A retirement that starts at 60 could last 30 or more years. And I want you to understand something. My mother is 91 years old. She's in this range where it's 30 plus more years. She retired. Was she six? I want to say she was 67 and now she's 91. And listen, that woman is out here living a thriving retirement life. But who would have ever thought that they would live until they were 91? And y'all, she'll look at, but I'm loving it. Y'all, I'm loving seeing how growing older is beautiful. Y'all, this woman still goes to the gym. I pretend I'm going to the gym. She's out driving, living a full life. She goes to her church meetings. I mean, she's really living a thriving life. And I have asked her to come on this show, and we are going to have a show with my 91-year mom on talking about living older and retirement. All right. So I'm looking forward to that. But you do have to think about the fact that you may live an extremely long life after retirement. All 30 years, I mean, or more. Even modest inflation can erode your purchasing power over time. This is something early retirees often forget to plan for. Long retirement time. All right. So you need to start thinking about that. If you're still working, you need to start thinking about that. Listen, if you retired and inflation has you at a point where you're really moving through your savings a lot quicker than you want, consider a part-time job. I believe we discussed this in the last episode or maybe an episode or two ago. Consider a part-time job. Consider a work from home job. Consider starting your own business so that you will have that financial security and financial peace that you want. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. If you decide to go and get a job now that you've retired, there's nothing wrong with it. And don't let anybody make you think there's something wrong with it. All right. Again, we have to be okay with doing what is best for us. If I decide that I want to go get another job, guess what? I'm going to go get another job. And I don't care what anybody else thinks about it. And I'm still going to run around here saying I retired early because I did. But you all know that I've started a business and that in and of itself keeps me so busy. But you just have to do what's best for you, okay? So here's another solution. You have to diversify your investments. Keep part of your portfolio in a growth-oriented investment stocks while having safer investments as well. What I did with the majority of my money is I am allowing a brokerage firm to handle my account. The reason why I'm doing all this and on is because I was thinking about telling you all who it is, but they ain't paying me not one dime to mention them. But you have to find a brokerage company that works well with you. If you know the stock market, listen, I know some people who are out here banging it out on the stocks. And it's so interesting. When I was working, I was doing really well with the stock market. Although what I would do is I would listen to what other people were doing, and then I go out there and look at it and I go invest in it myself. But I never took the time out to really learn how to read the candles and all that. That part just doesn't interest me. And unfortunately, that's how you actually maximize the stock market, is learning the candles. So yeah, well. So you can see why I never did that. But at any rate, you have to do what's best for you. Get yourself a really good financial analyst or financial planner that can help you build your portfolio, okay? Also, don't forget downsizing. That's an option. If all your kids are gone, you've got this huge house, selling your house can free up equity that will stretch your retirement income. I'm not telling you to go and sell your home. That's not what I'm saying. And don't you come back on here talking about, I can't believe you told me to sell my home. No, I'm asking you to consider that. If you have a huge home and you don't even go upstairs, you have to run upstairs at least once a week to flush that toilet. so it doesn't build up that yucky stuff because it's not being used. Y'all know it's the truth because I had a big old 2-story house. Couldn't stand that 2-story house. My ex-husband wanted that darn house. I hated it. I've always wanted a single level house. But at any rate, all them extra toilets, child, please. And then you got to go clean up all that. Who wants to do all that when you retire? I barely want to clean up. Now, keep it clean. Don't get me wrong. But who wants to do all that during child, please sell that. I mean, if you desire, sell that home. And you have that, you can go buy a smaller home or a condo or whatever. You know, the downfalls of owning a home is that yard has to be mowed consistently. And then you got to go out there and water that darn yard. Okay, but you do what's best for you, all right? But consider that, you know, it may be beneficial. If you're married, you know, discuss it with your family. If you're single, you don't have to discuss it with nobody but you and your own self, you know, and really weigh the pros and the cons of it. Review your portfolio with a financial planner. Make sure it's keeping pace with inflation. Check in with them every 6 months and adjust where necessary. Consider selling a home. Consider selling all this extra boats, RVs. If you go check out that garage, you got about $50,000 sitting out there in that garage. Girl, man, dude, woman, we got all kinds of stuff in those garages. I go out to my garage and I'm like, this does not make any sense. And then I had the audacity. I know you do it too. You got double stuff out there because you didn't remember that you had bought something before. And then you go to put that box out there and you're like, well, I'll be darned, I already had one. Listen, sell that stuff. It's still in a box. Sell it. You know, hey, listen, you do what you need to do to keep your inflation in check, to keep this time of inflation in check. You're not using it no way. What you holding on to it for? All right, come on. Let me get off my high horse. All right. All right. So my friends, we have covered a lot today, from tackling the wage gap to navigating health insurance and making tough decisions about Social Security. These are real issues that early retirees, especially women, are dealing with. But this is what I want you to remember. Retirement isn't just about surviving or just about saying, I retired. It is truly about thriving. By planning ahead and making informed decisions, you can enjoy this new chapter of life without the financial stress. And if you retire and you decide, hey, I really do like working, go get a part-time job. Go start a new career. It's okay. It's your time. You can do with it whatever you desire. If you've been wanting to travel, don't be afraid to travel alone. There's tons of groups out there that have traveling plans, and they all get together and they meet up and they travel all around the world. You don't have to do it by yourself. Well, you'll be by yourself, but you won't be by yourself. You'll have a group of people around. You know what I'm saying. All right. So are you considering retiring early? Listen, I did it. Let me tell you something. I did it without all of this information I'm telling you all. If I had known this before I hit the button to retire, I would have still hit the darn button. I would not change a thing. Do you hear me? You have to do what's best for you. And I'm encouraging you to do your research so that you can make an informed decision. And whatever you decide, this is what I want you to do. I want you to know that you will thrive. Okay. So I hope this show was beneficial to you. Let me know in the comments if this helped you. So before I go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. We've got plenty of tips and deep dives into this retirement life coming your way. And don't be shy. Let me know in the comments what topics you'd like us to explore next. Remember, it's never too late to take control of your financial future. Until next time, what do I want you to do? Keep thriving in retirement. All right. See you next time, guys.